Welcome back, everybody. We are on part 2 of episode 155, and that means it's time for the hot tags of the week. You know, it's kind of weird since I've got the smoke and the fire kind of stuff going on with the hot tags. Whenever somebody says hot tags like that, I kind of picture it like in this puff of smoke. It's like ingrained in my head. I don't know why. So, but it doesn't happen with the Ask Him because I know that that's just like question marks and shit. So that's just creepy as fuck with the Ask Him. So let's see. There's a couple stuff to talk about this week. Number one, let's just knock this out of the way. The social media manager, Cody Barbieri, who got into the scuffle of sorts with Alberto Del Rio, has left WWE. So that was really useful, right? You get the one guy fired and then leave. Maybe it was a job that he did specifically for us. Like he went in there and he was like, "Yo, I know you guys hate Del Rio, but this is the reason why I'm here." Like,
Funny.
yeah, imagine a depressed onion cutting itself. So I don't really know what the fuck this guy did other than get Del Rio fired. So I'm not really going to be missing him. Anybody have any funny jokes they want to make about the situation or eulogies for his career or anything like that?
I read up on him and his job as social media manager. Apparently, he clicked the send button when they write the tweets out.
Now, are we sure that he was the social media manager, or did he just have delusions of grandeur and think that he was just the social media manager? Because that tends to happen on different websites.
It's actually the janitor. Del Rio just slaps him so hard that he thinks he's the social media manager.
Peyton gets the joke. Anybody want to tag in before we move on to the next one?
Good for him.
Good for him.
He did a good job. So I hope, wherever he goes, he has something great to put on his resume. I'm sure he'll do fine.
No, he's gonna go down to AAA now.
Get Del Rio fired from there. He's gonna follow him around. Let's see what else we have here. NXT's got a new show that's going to be coming out, another special event. It's going to go by the Takeover name again, but this one's going to be subtitled Our Evolution. It's coming December 11th, and the card looks pretty awesome so far. It's Charlotte against Sasha Banks, Hideo Itami and Finn Balor, or how do you pronounce it? Balor? It's Balor. Against the Ascension. We've got Sami Zayn against Adrian Neville, and I think there was one other match that was announced, right? Drawing a blank, actually. I don't know.
Okay.
If there was another one, it was something else that was kind of cool, too. Vaudevillains against the Lucha Dragons for the tag titles.
Yeah, I can see why you fucking forgot it.
Which, by the way, that new theme that the Vaudevillains are using, I don't like that as much as the old one. It kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, same.
But I'm excited about this. I don't really like that they keep using the Takeover name, because I kind of, I don't know, wish that they would just use different names and stuff. It reminds me a little bit of In Your House, though, and I used to like that back in the day, so it's not too bad. But Our Evolution, meh, kind of a title. Looks like it's going to be a good event. What do you guys think about this? Are you in the same boat as I am, that you're kind of more excited about this than you are, like, what's going on in the main roster?
Sure.
Well, I'm actually getting back into Raw now, with guys like the big guy coming back.
Big guy.
Overall, NXT is just a better product. I don't always follow NXT on a week-to-week basis. I tend to just binge watch it, but it's so much easier to watch than anything that WWE puts on, and it's bite-sized too, so I'm looking forward to it. They always deliver heavy on the wrestling at these shows, and I don't mind the Takeover name. I kind of like it as their pay-per-view brand, and then you get whatever little title based on the main event or whatnot, like they had NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way last time. I like it.
Which was also an In Your House once upon a time.
Was? Fatal 4-Way?
Yeah, it was the one after Austin first won the Rumble. Remember how there was like the
yeah.
the Final Four? Yeah.
It was Taker, Vader, Brett, and Austin. Right?
Austin. Mm-hmm. Even though the Final Four was technically fake Diesel.
Yeah, but they were just kind of like, nah, fuck that shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Thank God it wasn't fake Razor. At least Kane like made something of his career. Fake Razor. The fuck was that guy's name? Rick?
Fat shit. I don't know.
Rick Fat Shit. What a terrible wrestling name.
Yeah, well, at least it's easier to imitate Diesel. He only does 5 moves. One of them's a hair flip.
Another one's just raising the arm up.
The other one's stepping over the rope.
It was still a step up from Isaac Yankem. And thankfully, Kane did make something of himself, and Rick Fat Shit just disappeared into nothingness. Let's see here. Speaking of pay-per-views, WWE is going to be getting rid of the Elimination Chamber. Or at the very least, they're not going to be having that in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania anymore. And, man, I can kind of see why they're doing that, but at the same time, it really annoys me that they're going to be replacing it with either Fast Lane or Fast Track. That is dumb as hell.
Hell in a Cell.
I can just picture these stupid fucking racetrack backgrounds being used, and
Or like with Over the Limit, they had like the speed.
yeah. Like, is that really gonna be a selling thing? Like WWE Fast Lane? Really? They couldn't think of something better than that?
Nope.
I fucking hate that. Like, if you take away Elimination Chamber, okay, that's one thing. I liked the idea that they had the challenger has to win the Royal Rumble, and the champion has that one more thing that they got to get through to be able to earn their way to defend the title at WrestleMania. But I get that they would get rid of it because how often are they going to make the title change hands? And if, 5 years from now the title hasn't changed hands at an Elimination Chamber, then what's the point, sort of? But if you're going to replace it with Fastlane, like, you got all these other titles that you could have brought back, or you've got new ones that you could think of that were so much better than this. So I'm disappointed in that. I think that that's a terrible idea, and I could see this being one of those dumb pay-per-views that show up for 1 year and then they need to scrap it and think of something else. So, who wants to tag in? What do you guys think about this? Both the Elimination Chamber being moved around, being completely eliminated, or being replaced with Fastlane or Fast Track?
See what you did there?
Eh?
That's all you did there.
Eh?
Elimination Chamber, it getting eliminated.
Huh.
Did it? Like a depressed onion cutting itself. Anyways, yep.
Shut up, Mimsy. Right. As far as the new pay-per-view names, they fucking suck. Here's the thing. They've got an archive of fantastic wrestling names. They could pick anything from the WCW library of names, their own ones that they've passed up on, like your Vengeances. What else have we got?
They definitely
okay,
can't do Halloween Havoc
Yeah.
in February. Well, they could. What the fuck? You don't know, but no.
Shit, they've even got ECW names that they own to pick through. What I'm saying is they've got plenty of good names, and it's stupid picking one like this. I'm perfectly fine with them getting rid of the Elimination Chamber. I don't think it really serves a purpose on that show between WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think it serves a better purpose at, say, Survivor Series.
Now, just spitting out some different ideas. If you could put one of those old pay-per-views back into that spot, what would you bring? Because I mean, like you said, you've got Starrcade, and you've got well, I don't really like this one, but it came to my mind, Slamboree and
No Way Out. It's where it used to be. Perfectly fine back when No Way Out was on that buffer period. So bring it back.
I still like Breaking Point.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great name.
How about Ground Zero?
It's a good
Alright, I
name.
guess not. Jeez.
Hey, I like it. I like it better than the name.
No, fuck Ground Zero. It's stupid. Jeez.
Hey, it's better than
Ground
the-
Zero would work perfectly if it wasn't so tied into 9/11 now.
All right, we'll just go it over the edge. There's nothing wrong with that one, right?
Over the limit.
On the subject of 9/11, I saw a picture of Randy Orton RKOing a plane going 9/11 saved.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's a good one. But No Way Out was a great fucking title. They never needed to replace Elimination Chamber and do that whole thing.
Yes, they did, Tony. Yes, they did.
Why? So you gotta make everything just the
WWE.
name of the gimmick match?
No. It's because they're.
No, that's why we
they
need to
know
get rid
what
of
they're
it.
doing.
Got
True.
back.
Yes, me, not you.
We got Backlash. We've got the chances that you can do the capital punishment kind of shit if you want to bring it to a specific area.
Well,
How-
Backlash has to go on after Mania because it's meant to be the backlash of Mania. I don't like
Right.
the idea of it being in between.
would
Can
make
it be
no
the
sense.
Backlash of the Royal Rumble?
No, it can't.
There's no Backlash to the Rumble. Listen, how about we just don't have a pay-per-view in February? How about we let WrestleMania have an extended build? How about we don't oversaturate the market with pay-per-views? How about Brock Lesnar doesn't fight every month? How about Drew shuts the fuck up?
Can do any of that.
You do bring up one great point. Brock Lesnar should not fight every single month.
Is it sad that I didn't know which one you were going to go for there? The Brock Lesnar thing or the Drew shut up one?
And on that note, Drew, shut up, Mimsy.
Drew needs to fight every month.
I
Let's see
haven't gotten
another.
Drew's opinion about this though.
I think you won't talk anymore.
Drew,
What? Wait, what?
what's your opinion?
About the thing? No, no, I'm not sharing it. No. I don't even know what you're gonna do. No. I'm not gonna-
No, yeah, no.
Mr. Cat.
Yeah.
no, not gonna do it. You continue, Mr. Mango.
Mr. Mango.
You want me to sign your shoes, Mr. Mango?
Shine your shoes, Mr. Mango.
I wasn't gonna take it that far. Well, I only do that in train stations.
Yeah, you only do that in public, not on recordings.
Let's move along here. We've got the Undertaker is going to be working with the developmental program to some capacity. The current reports, which of course you can believe or you can choose not to, it all kind of depends, are saying that he's going to be an advisor in the sense that he will tell people what's expected of them when they move up to the main roster, how they're supposed to act around the locker room, how they're supposed to conduct themselves in public, professional, tips and everything like that, more so than actually like the in-ring work or the character work and stuff. And really, is there much of a better example of somebody that can pull this off? I mean, Undertaker is one of the few people that nobody ever seems to have anything bad to say about. I can't really think of many other people that could be in that kind of position to have that kind of, it's not like arrogance or whatever, but that confidence to just be like, look, everybody fucking likes me. This is what I did.
I will tell you one person who never liked Undertaker.
Who's that?
Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's he said about Undertaker?
He just doesn't like him. It's because I guess it's because he took his spot. I don't know. Hulk Hogan's a baby.
That's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine. Thing is, the Undertaker's got ideals like this. If anyone challenges you to a wrestling match on a plane, you better do it. It's the type of shit he's going to pass down to all this youth.
It's old school.
Hey,
I'm just
supposedly
talking about the armbar.
supposedly that worked with Kofi Kingston and Vince McMahon, according to Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah,
Did
I
it?
heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that main event push Kofi's getting right now.
Main event push. He can't even get his fucking stable.
No, that's what I mean. He's getting a push on main event.
That's true. Actually, I don't think he was on this week.
Who do you think won, Vince or him?
I could see Vince winning.
Yeah, I could too. I bet Vince kicked his ass.
I could see Vince.
That's why he hasn't got pushed.
I could see Vince being like a dirty fucking fighter in a situation like that, and then just being like, "Yeah, well, I won, didn't I?" Like,
People come to the plane, see like pulled out dreads all over the place.
This isn't a race crime, I swear.
so, you guys think it's a good idea for Undertaker to be doing this kind of thing, or do you think that he should be used in a different capacity, or what?
I can't imagine what he can do wrong. So he's like a wealth of knowledge. It'd be perfect to have him there. So I'm for it.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a more perfect role for this guy to go into. And if he wants to keep doing his once-a-year schedule, it's a good place for him to stay in shape and not let his body break down too much, staying inactive, and train when the time comes in a ring and have lots of people there to train with. It's mutually beneficial.
Drew?
Yes.
Superstition.
All right, good input.
Yeah, I'm glad you fucking came on the show tonight.
Well, I didn't know what you want. Wait, you want to talk? Okay, well. Undertaker, good guy. Know him personally. I have those connections. It's a good choice. I mean, he doesn't really stay in the public. Exactly. I knew as soon as I talked that would happen, so I'm done. I'm doing it. No, not doing it. Nope.
I love Vulcan Skulls. Now YouTube's like, fuck you, copyright. We got that bastard this time. Let's see, what other hot tags we have. There's concern over Hideo Itami that he might be trying too hard to adapt to the WWE style. This confuses me, and it's kind of because we hear the opposite more than we hear this. Like, Sin Cara is not working hard enough to learn English, and he's not adapting to that style, the ring that we want, whatever. I'm sort of glossing over the problem here. Hideo Itami's trying too hard? That's a bad thing? What's the problem? You were the one that turned me on to this story, Wego. What is the situation?
From what I know, it's just that it's affecting his performances. They expected one Kenta and they got another. But at the end of the day, we hear people how they don't like ROH guys because they're harder to convert to the WWE style. What's the fucking problem? You've got a guy that's more than willing. So, I don't know. It's dumb. Apparently they had to re-record a match because his kicks look shit, so...
That's kind of like when somebody shuts down a guy and they're like, no, because you're too nice or something. Like,
here's the thing. If you start stiffing people with his kicks like he does in Japan, everyone's going to bitch at him for being too stiff.
Right. This doesn't make any sense at all to me.
So, yeah, it might just be dirt sheet bullshit, but it just sounds something really weird to make up. Meaning it's probably fucking true.
Peyton, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to break out a phrase I haven't used in a while. This sounds like a big muck of scoop, 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 scuttlebutt.
Don't remember you saying a big muck.
Or scuttlebutt.
I always said scuttlebutt. That was like my thing. Scoop, 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 scuttlebutt.
Oh, cool.
Thoughts on the situation, Drew?
Nip it in the
butt. None at all. Good. Yeah. Go Kenta.
All right, last hot tag to talk about, Cesaro. This is probably another big muck of scoop, 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 scuttlebutt. There's a theory going around that Cesaro is on a losing streak because he's being punished for criticizing the John Cena versus Randy Orton feud. The way that this kind of stuff's happened in the past, I wouldn't be too surprised. But again, this is, slow dirt sheet kind of shit. So there's a huge possibility that people are just running with this as a potential story, and there's really actually nothing behind it. Somebody sees that Cesaro has lost a couple of matches, well, he's in the doghouse. And then, the next thing we know, 2 weeks from now, we're going to get a situation where Ryback came back too early and he's still injured, or, the same fucking stories over and over and over again. But Cesaro is not in a good spot right now, at the very least. That's one thing that we can say. He's not winning pretty much anything. There was a chance that he could have won the Intercontinental title. That looks like that's shot out the window. So what are they going to do with Cesaro? How are they going to build him back up? Whether or not it's a punishment thing, or it's just them not having anything for him, or not thinking that he's the guy for the future. What do you want to see them do? What do you think that they can do to get him back on track?
I'm going to be blunt. I've lost all interest in Cesaro right now, and it's WWE's fault. I couldn't give a shit about the guy. And I felt that way about Dolph Ziggler for a while, and it had the same effect. They need to just stick some momentum behind him and not give up on him. That's the biggest issue. They get behind him repeatedly, give him opportunities, and then just decide, no, I want to go a different direction. And that's a lot of guys' issues on the roster. They get so far with them, but they don't go the extra mile. And it's going to be this case with Cesaro for many years by the seams of it. By the look of it.
Drew?
I've lost faith in Cesaro a long time ago. So if this is true, then, hey, well, that's his own fault. I think Cesaro is a waste of talent at this point. If they're not going to utilize him, then there's no point of him being there. The only good thing about him being there is that he's getting a paycheck each week. So yeah, if Cesaro was gone, not a big loss on my end of the deal. So sucks for him, but oh well.
And Peyton, round us out.
I wouldn't say I lost any faith in Cesaro. I think he's still a very capable competitor, and based on the match
He
we
is.
saw this weekend,
Well,
we
no, he
still
is.
see that he is.
I've lost faith in WWE using him right. That's what I mean.
And how would you use him right?
By not like.
But yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. They have a lot of people they need to shift up a few notches, and Cesaro is absolutely one of them. He needs to move and be a part of that upper mid card scene. Maybe be a challenger for the world title once in a while, holding on to the mid card titles here and there. He needs to stop being a guy they just trot out once in a while, and maybe they feel like giving a little bit of attention. The guy could be a star. He's got the in-ring work. He's got a really likable personality. They need to do something with the guy.
Very much agreed. So tell us what you guys think about all these different topics in the comments below, or if you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, then leave a comment on the Smark Out Moment page itself. We're going to take a little bit of a break with the rest told in part 3, and then we're going to come back and start reviewing everything that happened at Hell in a Cell, except for the pre-show, because fuck that shit.